Hello everybody and welcome to Zenidel. I'm Zen and we are picking up right where we left off. Monika just came back from doing something, we don't know what it was, and yeah, we're gonna probably share our poems or something again. I'm not sure. I really don't know what to expect from this game. I keep trying to anticipate something, but so far there's just been really no hints or anything like that. But yeah, I'm still excited for this. Even if it stayed cute actually the whole way through, I would like this game. I really like the characters, the music, the art, everything. So yeah, let's just get right back into it. I choose to leave Sayori's mischievous, leave out Sayori's, I'm messing up already in the beginning. We're just gonna skip. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. What are you doing in the closet, Natsuki? Is that where you bake your cupcakes? Hey, Yuri. People do this in real life, just like, hey, ooh. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you, but then I ended up just making a bunch of weird noises. That's cool, right? I suddenly noticed that Yuri's reading a different book from the one we've been reading together. How dare she? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. No. I was kind of just waiting for you. If that's the case. Why don't we go ahead and get started? Yes, let's. Since I already probably read that book 4 times in a row before I switched to this one because you were taking so long. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. There's got to be a whole kitchen in there. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, and then we'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. Yeah, why not? Shall we go then? Yeah, just going to get some water. You guys don't have to make it weird. Where are you two off to? We're just, Yuri was gonna make some tea, so, making this awkward. I suddenly realize how weird it sounds to explain this to Monika. How is it weird? I'm going to walk with her to go get some water for tea. That's weird? We're just filling the water pitcher. Yeah, right there, you just said it. Okay. See, not weird at all. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's kind of a one-person job, isn't it? Wow. Okay, now you're the one making it awkward. That's really none of your business. Monika, please mind your own business for once. You tell her, Yuri. Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve Zen in club activities? Ooh. My mouth gapes. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Ooh, Yuri's a little miffed there. Let's go then. Yuri quickly exits the room and I follow. Now she's gonna be super embarrassed. Oh my god, okay. You know what, you can be embarrassed. Alright, you were awesome in there. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that? Yuri? Something about the way she said that. I get it. She gives you the creeps. She gives me the creeps. It made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monika to judge people like that. Zen? How come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me? You didn't do anything bad. Because, there you go, nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. You just gotta work it. We have emotions, and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane. No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? You know, because you're just doing it right now. Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that? A friend, you say? Yuri lifts her head. Sen, I really like being friends with you. Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you too. That's a good thing, because if I didn't like being friends with you, it would, really put into question why I was friends with you in the first place. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway, shall we go? Yeah, let's just get out of here. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom. Zen, do you like oolong tea? Yeah. Anything is fine. I've never actually had oolong tea. I wonder what that tastes like. I like chai tea myself. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. And now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Well, if you don't do it right, why do it? Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. Yeah, what kind of logic was that? If you're not an expert on something, it's okay to do a crap job because you won't notice? That's bad logic. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show. And you noticed that that's usually what happens when you allow it to show. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around, anyway. That's great, Yuri. Good job. Just don't push yourself too much. Just advance a little, but don't go too far. We don't want another Natsuki on our hands. You're always worrying about me, Zen. It's very endearing. That's... Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. What are you keeping up with? I watched Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Zen, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Why is that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall, rather than bending over at my desk. Ah, sorry, I didn't realize. Yeah, she's tall. I actually can empathize with that. Does that mean, our character's way shorter than her? No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Is that so? I wonder why that is. It's most likely because your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading? Yep, that'll do it. Yes. I have terrible reading posture. So that's why, we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. You do you. You do whatever you gotta do. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieved the book from my bag. Ah, I have some chocolate as well. Would you like some chocolate with your tea? It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden from Sayori's candy radar. I take it, since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time. Each one of us holding one side of the book. I actually skipped too fast to see that, but I assume that's what it said. Except this time, our bodies are even closer together. I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kinda cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. What can you handle? Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. I cannot even imagine what position that, they're in right now. They should have a visual. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Okay. So he must be... Okay, so let me try and picture this. Her arm is on this side of the book holding this one. And then his arm is holding this side of the book. And then so their two middle arms are touching. And now they're bent holding teacups. So... I guess he's worried his elbow's gonna jam into her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Ah, sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. Ah, that's okay. I won't take any. Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then it might get smudges on the page. Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that. Here, open your mouth. I'll just throw it in. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. Yuri opens the book with both hands. Oh, she's so pretty here. I love this with the little dust particles floating in the air. Her eyes are really pretty too. I had purple contacts at one time, but they were not as bright as this. She holds it so I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if this situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. What? If you seem like you're surprised that she did that, but what was your goal? Because she already said she couldn't touch it. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did you just shove chocolate in my mouth? Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Sen? Sorry. Yeah, you opened your mouth and all. I thought it was cool. I guess I shouldn't have done that. That's... Well... You were just helping. That's something that friends do. Yes, a good friend will always shove chocolate in your face. Right? I mean, not really in this kind of context, but yeah. That's all it was. Yeah. Then you don't need to stop or anything. I see. The situation has gotten really tense. She just wants more chocolates, so just keep popping it in there. Yuri tries to return to the book, but I can tell just by her expression that she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. See, this is what happens when you try to get someone to read who doesn't like to read. You're never going to finish that book, Yuri. Unless you read it by yourself. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers. But this time, Yuri's eyes meet mine. How did it even come to this? She's gonna watch you shove chocolate in her face. Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. Awkward. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips. But it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. just this tiny little teeny corner, is like he didn't want to get any closer to her face. It's just like, alright, I got this tiny corner, now bite down. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. It must have been like a furnace because, you know, you backed off pretty quick. Okay, everyone. Here we go. Monika to the rescue. Alright, I'm gonna end things here. We will see what Monika has to say in the next episode. Likely, we are going to share our poem again. So, if you are looking forward to that, consider subscribing so you don't miss anything. Until next time, have a